have a growth of 33,665 people. Government of Makueni, according to the Government of Makueni County 2024-2025 financial year, that the ward has an area of 609 square kilometers, that the upper zone borders Tanki Ward at the Machinery Town to the west, and the lower zone borders Earth River to the east. That there is a stretch of over 35 kilometers between the lower and the upper. That in 1992, Government of Kenya settled evictees from Chulu Hills, Kalembwani, and Kesayani in Masongaleni settlement scheme, the current Masongaleni location, that the geographical Masongaleni and Ulilinzi location are encircled and landlocked by expansive University of Nairobi farm of 12,000 acres, and at the north is a vast Dua Estate limited farm with over 18,000 acres, and to the northwest, the larger fenced government-owned Kibwezi Forest to west respectively. That the residents of Lower Masongaleni Ward and areas along Earth River within Makueni County are landlocked in terms of road transport accessing the main commercial and social amenities. From one day or Yikivude in Kibwezi through Machinery is about 60 kilometers. From Yikivude to Kibwezi through Changinyo Kisayani is 75 kilometers, while from the same point to Kibwezi through Dua is about 25 kilometers. The lack of road through Dua Estate subjects the residents of Masongaleni to high transport costs and wastage of time and resources on journey which could otherwise be shortened. That the petition is not pending before in court of law, that therefore your humble petition has praised that a county assembly of Makueni intervenes to have the road opened through Dua Estate about 1 or 2 kilometers away from the Dua administration premises to give residents of Masongaleni shorter route to Kibwezi town. And your petitioners will forever pray, dated today, on 4th of August, year 2026, a counter sent by the Speaker of the County Assembly of Makueni, which has presented to you in line with standing orders. Honorable members, I direct this petition to the Committee on Roads. Yes, to the Committee on Roads to consider and respond back within the period provided for in the standing orders. Honorable members, where is the other petition? The public petition regarding the reduction of Kaskeo Ward financial year budget, League Mashinani, allocation from 3 million to 1 million. We, the undersigned citizens of Kenya, sports stakeholders, and residents of Kaskeo Ward, draw to the attention of the County Assembly of Makueni the following. That one, for Kaskeo Ward, the allocation of League Mashinani has been reduced from 3 million in previous financial year to Kenya shillings 1 million. That we were concerned because the proposal for the 3 million allocation was arrived through properly convened and well-attended public participation exercise where residents of Wyoming prioritized sports talent development. That the allocation reflected the aspirations of the people of Kaskeo Ward and submitted in accordance with the constitutional principles and public participation. That while we know the allocation of Kenya shillings 2 million under social protection, youth empowerment, talent, youth development, it still remains unclear. These funds are intended to support League Mashinani and related activities. That the reduction of the dedicated sport allocation raises legitimate concerns as to whether views expressed during the public participations were accorded due consideration in the final budget process. That this petition is not pending before any court of law, and therefore your petitioners will forever pray as follows. The County Assembly intervenes to have detailed explanations for the reduction of the League Mashinani allocation of 3 million to 1 million, clarifications on whether Kenya shillings 2 million allocated on social protection, youth empowerment, and talent development is available for and talent development activities within Kaskeo Ward, given the petitioners, and disclosure of justification and process informed the departure from public participation proposal to the petitioners. Consideration of restoration of the League Mashinani allocations to previous level is a recognition of the program's impact on youth empowerment, talent nurturing, community development, and your petitioners will forever pray. Dated today, 4th of August, year 2006, presented to the County Assembly by the Speaker of the County Assembly. Honorable members, I direct it to the Committee on Budget and Appropriation Committee to inquire into this and present back to the, is it budget or is it Committee on Sports? Yes, budget. To consider the petitioners and the respective member. Chairperson Committee on Water Sanitation to present a response to public petition presented on 4th of August 2025 by the Speaker of the County Assembly on behalf of Thanke Ward regarding grabbing of Kamukonza project land in Thanke Ward. Honorable members, can you peruse the order paper and equip yourself? It's not good that once you are called, it is when you are approaching the dispatch table to get your documents. Seems the member is not ready. We'll come back to you when you are ready. We are short of time, we may not wait. Next order, clerk.
Order number 5, papers.
Leader of the Military Party.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the floor of the Assembly. 1. The County Government Budget Implementation Review Report for the first half of financial year 2025-2026. 2. Report of the Auditor General on the Makueni County Sand Conservation and Utilization Authority for the year ended 30th June 2025. 3. The Makueni County Multisectorial Food and Nutrition Security Policy 2026. 4. The report of the Makueni County Public Service Board on the activities of the board for the period 1st January 2025 to 31st December 2025. 4. No, that should be the 5th. The Makueni County Executive Quarterly Report and Financial Statement for the quarter ended 30th June 2026. 7. The Makueni County Receiver of Revenue Quarterly Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 8. The Makueni County Revenue Fund Quarterly Report and Financial Statements for the quarter ended 30th June 2026. 9. The Makueni County Bursary Fund Quarterly Report and Financial Statements for the period ended 30th June 2026. 10. The Makueni County State and Public Officers Car Loan and Mortgage Fund Quarterly Report and Financial Statements for the period ended 30th June 2026. 11. The Makueni County Climate Change Fund Quarterly Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 12. The Makueni County Sand Conservation and Utilization Authority Report and Financial Statements for the period ended 30th June 2026. 13. The Makueni County Emergency Fund Financial Statements for the quarter ended 30th June 2026. 14. The Kibwezi Makindu Water and Sanitation Company Quarterly Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 15. The Water and Sewerage Company Limited Quarterly Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 16. The Boni Sub-County Level 4 Hospital Quarterly Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 17. The Kisau Sub-County Level 4 Hospital Quarterly Report and Financial Statements for the period ended 30th June 2026. 18. Emali Sub-County Level 4 Hospital Quarterly Report and Financial Statements for the period ended 30th June 2026. This is 19. The Kibwezi Sub-County Level 4 Hospital Quarterly Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 20, the Makueni County Referral Level 5 Hospital Quarter Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 21, the Cambo Sub-County Level 4 Hospital Quarter Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 22, the Mboni Water and Sanitation Company Quarter Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 23, Kalawa Sub-County Level 4 Hospital Quarter Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 24, Mutituandei Sub-County Level 4 Hospital Quarter Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 25, Makindu Sub-County Level 4 Hospital Quarter Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 26, Dongoni Sub-County Level 4 Hospital Quarter Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 27, Mutiambua Sub-County Level 4 Hospital Quarter Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 28, Mukuyuni Sub-County Level 4 Hospital Quarter Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 29, Makueni County Empowerment Fund Quarter Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 30, Emali Sultan Ahmad Municipality Quarter Report and Financial Statements for the period ended 30th June 2026. 31, the Makueni County Fruit Development and Marketing Authority Quarter Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 32, the Sultan Ahmad Sub-County Level 4 Hospital Quarter Report and Financial Statement for the period 30th June 2026. 33, the Wote Municipality Quarter Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 34, Matiliko Sub-County Level 4 Hospital Quarter Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 35, Kilungu Sub-County Level 4 Hospital Quarter Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 36, the Tawa Sub-County Level 4 Hospital Quarter Report and Financial Statements for the period ended 30th June 2026. 37, Chambeke Sub-County Level 4 Hospital Quarter Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2026. 38, that's a total of 37 reports, Honorable Speaker, and I lay. Thank you.
Honorable members, the Budget Implementation Review Report for the financial year 2025-26, Committee on Budget to consider within 30 days. Auditor General Report of Makueni County Sand Conservation Regulatory Authority for the year ended 30th of June 2025, committed to the Public Accounts Committee to report back within 90 days. Makueni County Multi-Sector Food Nutrition and Security Policy. Committee of the Committee on Health Services to consider and report within 30 days. The report of Makueni County Public Service Board on the activities of the board of the period January 2025 to that 1st of December 2025, committed to the Committee on Devolution, Public Participation, County Administration, and report to the County Assembly within 30 days. The all financial quarterly reports and statement, for that matter, for the year ended 30th of June 2026, referred to by the leader of the majority, there are 32 of them, be considered by the Committee on Finance and report back to the Assembly within the next 45 days. Chairperson, Committee on Finance, you have almost double of these reports with you that you have not processed. Again, take note, that is improper, is illegal, is unconstitutional, is unprocedural. Please abide by the rule. The Chairperson, Committee on Health Services, to lay some papers.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers. I have two. on the floor of the County Assembly today at 2:30, the half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Health Services for the period July to December 2025. I also beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly today at 2:30 p.m. The report of the Committee on Health Services on the oversight on community health promoters across the county conducted on 11th and 12th May 2026. I lay.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chairperson, Committee on Health Services to give a notice of motion.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion that this County Assembly adopts the report of the Committee on Health Services on the report of the half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Health Services for the period July to December 2025. I also beg to give notice of the following motion that this County Assembly adopts the report of the Committee on Health Services on the oversight activity conducted on community health promoters held on 12th and 13th of May 2026. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Member from Kawot to request a statement from Chairperson Committee on Trade, Culture, Tourism regarding request for provisions of land in Kilome Market. Member is absent. Member from Muka to request for a statement from the Chairperson Committee on Trade on establishment of a market day in Uveta Market. Member is absent. Chairperson Committee on Services to respond to a statement as requested by Honorable Elizabeth Mutindi on 22nd of April regarding an attended MCRH Lagoon.
Honorable Speaker, we have the response with us, but the member who requested for this statement is away.
Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is in reference to the statement that was sought by the Honorable Elizabeth Mutindi on the unattended lagoon. Honorable Speaker, the committee scrutinized the information that was shared to the committee by the ECM Health Services dated 22nd of April 2026, but sought an extra information because they thought that information was not conclusive, a response that was also given to the committee again on 29th April 2026. The committee later, in a letter dated 11th June 2026, invited the Department of Health Services to a joint site visit to the MCRH Lagoon on 15th June 2026 at 10 a.m. Other invitees were the Onoa Comprehensive School and AIC Water Church via letters that we have referenced, Honorable Speaker, and an internal memo was written to Honorable Elizabeth Mutindi, who is the requester of the statement, and Honorable Felix Mateso, together with Honorable Jonathan Muoki, who are interested members in this subject, Honorable Speaker. The said internal member also invited any other member of the County Assembly who was interested in this subject matter. Following the said joint site visit to the lagoon located near Unoa Comprehensive School, which was attended by the invitees mentioned above and other officers, including the County Secretary, CCM Lands and Urban Planning, as well as the Manager, Water Municipality, the following issues were of concern and were raised. One, we had unsecured and not, that is the fence was not there, and the lagoon was left with and poses risk to both the school and Sunday school children who played nearby, including risk of drowning at the pond. Further, animals graze around the lagoon and hence posing health risk to the food chain. B, the overflow experienced during the rainy season and or from the connected building sharing same sewer line downstream which is caused by ineffective system, had potential water contamination. C, the sewer line also passes through Unua Primary School ground, and occasionally there has been leakages posing health risk to the learners. D, the lagoons also produced bad smell, hence affecting the nearby community, including the school, the church, hence having some environmental pollution. Honorable Speaker, during the said site visit on June 15th, the following recommendations were proposed. Fence off the lagoon compound to avoid unauthorized entry and provide security. B, repair the lagoon waste treatment system to ensure optimal functioning and hence clear the bad smell and environmental contamination and ensure the system discharge clean water to the stream. C, relocate the sewer pipes from the school compound to a different route. D, undertake thorough renovations of the lagoon and clean the environment to make it habitable. Honorable Speaker, the executive led by the county secretary requested the committee and stakeholders to allow them 7 days to sit and come up with an implementation plan, after which the county secretary shall convene another meeting dated on 22nd June 2026. The meeting was convened at Kilimani Bridge, as said, and as agreed in the previous meeting, and the report on the implementation plan was shared. During the meeting, the following implementation plan was reported: that we will have phase 1 and phase 2 of how we will handle how the department will handle the lagoon. In phase 1, we will have the repair of the lagoon waste treatment system. This includes the scope of works that will be done will include secure the ground using iron sheets and lockable gate. 2, install security guard on site, construct a site house and latrine, chemical treatment of the waste to make the environment safe to work, desilting of the 2 lagoons, repair the waste the waste treatment system and remove any blockages in the entire sewerage system, and finally clear the piping to ensure free flow. That will have an estimated budget of 2 million, and period of implementation is July 2026. The committee has not yet gone back to site because July has already lapsed, so the committee will check on that issue. Phase 2 is where we will have major renovations. We will have a concrete around the lagoon compound, construct a guard house and toilets, relocate the sewerage pipes to pass away from the school as agreed with the community, undertake further renovations and repairs to ensure compliance with NEMA standards, install solar lights in the area, undertake landscaping and greening of the grounds. The scoping and BQ to be done after completion and assessing of functionality of phase 1 and to be undertaken under budget supplementary 1. This will be having a period of implementation of the 3rd quarter of the financial year 2026-2027. Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, the Office of the County Secretary, in conjunction with the Department of Health Services and Lands and Urban Planning, will convene a meeting to review in 4 weeks' time to assess the progress. Honorable Speaker, I present this statement response regarding the unattended Makueni County Referral Hospital Lagoon for consideration. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, the time indicated by the government as a commitment period for evaluation has expired. You don't have feedback. Further, you have indicated that you needed 4 weeks to evaluate and submit a report. I am persuaded that it will be premature for us to debate this statement. So what you need is to file with us an up-to-date report in line with the commitments and the timelines that you've read next week. Hold on, Honorable Matiso. Yes, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. That we will do as a committee. I think is because the committee has not had an opportunity to sit for a while, and that is how this has escaped most of us. But we will pursue from where we sit as a committee, because it was even a commitment made before us, before the committee and the members in question. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Very well, endeavor to do so that and present a report on Tuesday next week at 2:30. Is that in order? Thank you. Honorable Mateso, you may ask a better question that time. Nevertheless, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm a member of the Health Committee, but I took the decision to step aside because I have a lot of interest in this matter. So, Mr. Speaker, I noticed some progress because I normally visit the place. And Mr. Speaker, on the scope that was mentioned on phase 1 of this project, I don't think it has been finalized as agreed, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, the decision meant, or you are ruling, I think we'll wait so that we can get a final report. However, I'm happy on the progress. Thank you.
Chairperson, Committee on Lands, to give a response to a statement requested by a member from Boni regarding grabbing of public utility in Gikima Market in Boni Ward. You have the response?
The Speaker, we request for 7 days, Mr. Speaker, to respond on this issue.
It's been a while, much more.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I know where the problem is, but within 7 days we will respond to that.
Agreed. Chairperson, Committee on Transport, to respond to a general statement, as was requested by a member from Plenary Ward on the 2nd of April, pursuant to signing order number 50, paragraph 3, regarding standard of roads in the county.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The committee considered the response which was given by the Waziri, and we found that it was not satisfactory, and we requested for more information, which was supposed to come today. So we request for more time to respond. Thank you.
So tomorrow to that?
Wednesday?
What is next week?
Yes.
Fair enough. Chairperson, Committee on Environment and Climate Change, to respond to a statement as on 27th of August 2024 by a member from Zawikili Kalamba regarding solid waste management in the county. Committee on Environment. Vice Chair. Go ahead, Honorable Mudoga.
Mr. Speaker, actually that one has caught me unawares, so I think let me deep dive myself and then present tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 2:30.
Yes.
Next order. Before then, Chairperson, Committee on Health Services, to respond to a statement as requested on 18th of August 2025 by a member from Boni Ward regarding equipping of Boni Family Hospital.
Honorable Speaker, I will seek your indulgence on this matter. The member for Mboni Ward is very interested in this matter and is away. So you can allow us to respond to this statement when the member is in.
I'll give you up tomorrow 2:30. If the member is absent, we will proceed and lay the response.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next order. There's a pending statement. Chairperson, Committee on Health Services. Committee on Education. To give a response is requested on 22nd of October, 2025, member for Ilima regarding unpaid terminal dues of retired ECD teachers.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. The statement was requested by the member for Ilima, Honorable Jonathan Mudoka, on 17 November 2025. On the same day, the committee wrote to the ECM in charge of education and matters in the county. On 23rd July,
may you take us to the answers to the questions asked?
Let me advance to the answers. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee wrote to the ECM in charge of education matters in the county on 3rd August 2026 seeking for the clarification on the amount allocated to the payment of retirement benefits to retired ECD teachers and CTTI tutors. Also, secondly, the department under which the funds have been appropriated and the timelines for the payment of the retirement benefits. Mr. Speaker, sir, this information is expected to reach the committee on or before 20th August 2026. Therefore, the committee seeks additional 7 days to advance to it, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, we have received a petition on the same from the citizens, the ECD teachers, an indication that you have not been able to deal with this matter. So it's up to you as our committee, against the department. Let's get that matter merged, post the petition and this statement to our conclusion. We already have a petition that we have wrote to the clerk has written to the executive requesting for some information. There's a statement on the same. I direct that you consider both, and I'm giving you 14 days to give us a response to this matter. I can see many members who want to speak.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to react on that matter which concerns the payment, the delayment of payment to teachers and the tutors in our CTTIs. Honorable Speaker, this matter has been in this House for quite some while. And I think committee doesn't even require the 14 days. If they are serious about the livelihood of our teachers and tutors, they can bring a comprehensive report in 3 days. There is no genuine reason to why the department is not able to give a response to these questions. Honorable Speaker, we did allocate some resources in the previous budget and in the current budget, money which requires whole implementation plans. The committee should be telling us when are they paying the teachers and the tutors. Thank you.
Is there a budget provision for it?
Honorable Speaker, there is budget provision for this in the current budget. I think that the committee should work on when to pay the teachers.
Chairperson, is it so?
But the committee should give us a response. That is the mandate of the committee to give the amount.
Okay. Honorable members, in the interest of time, let us not repeat this matter. Chairperson, how much time do you require to respond substantively to this matter? I had given you 14. I had given you 7 days. 14 days. We will revise to 7 days. Seven days.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Thank you. Honorable members, hold your horses, because we have nothing to discuss. Let's wait until it's 7 days so that we save time for other business. A request on that matter? No. That matter is ruled. Even if you debate, the ruling remains. Honorable Gali. Yes, Honorable Gali, I've given directions. And even if we debate, 7 days will remain. Let's save time. We agreed earlier in our meeting that we have so much business and therefore unnecessary interventions will not be useful, so that we clear the backlog that has been not considered for the last 3 weeks or so. Chairperson, Committee on request for statement, Chairperson, Committee on Agriculture, Livestock, regarding operations and management of various coffee factories and Akikima cooperatives by member from Bunge Ward. Member is absent, deferred. Next order. Honorable Mudoka, we may not go back. The famous train has left. Let's pick it up tomorrow.
It's only that I felt this as really
Don't worry. Since we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 12 motions. Since we are flowing, I'm saying, allow us to give it a first period tomorrow. Please. Yeah. Since we are flowing now to the motions. Thank you. Clerk.
Order number 8, motion. The report of the Budget and Appropriations Committee on the oversight on stalled, incomplete, and phased projects across the county for the financial years 23-24 and 24-25, conducted on the 30th and 31st October 2025.
Chairperson, Budget and Appropriations Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move the following motion that this Assembly adopts the report of the Budget and Appropriations Committee on the oversight on stalled, incomplete, phased projects across the county for the financial years 2023-2024 and that of 2024-2025, conducted on 30th and 31st October 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on the 16th February 2026. Honorable Speaker, if you allow me, I'll read from page 5. Mr. Speaker, sir, the oversight exercise was conducted in all wards across Makueni County, where honorable members were divided into 15 subcommittees, which conducted the exercise on the Thursday, 30th, and Friday, 31st October 2025, respectively. The 15 subcommittees reported their findings to the Budget and Appropriations Committee, which embarked on the consideration of the said subcommittees' reports. The committee considered the subcommittee reports and prepared its report with the following findings and recommendations. The findings. Mr. Speaker, sir, committee received reports from the 15 subcommittees, considered all the issues reported and made the following general observations / findings. That 1, challenges in budgetary planning and allocation. Insufficient budgetary provisions. A major cause of projects stalling on remaining incomplete was the allocation of insufficient funds, failing to cover the entire scope of work or secure timely subsequent phases. For example, the construction of male wards and a theatre at Mukuyuni Sub-County Hospital was not started due to insufficient budget. Similarly, the planned renovation of Kalima, Kalili, and Zeeni dispensaries was removed from supplementary budget 1 due to inadequate funds. B, fragmented and erratic funding. Multi-phase projects often received minimal allocations per phase, which contributed to delays. The Adi Tunguni water project stalled for several years due to erratic funding before being revived. C, procurement failures. Some funds remained unspent and projects stalled because the procurement process was either delayed or unsuccessful, often resulting in contractors failing to implement the awarded work. And D, unbudgeted scope changes. Projects such as Mboni Mother and Child Hospital Phase 2 had extra works directed by the county officials, including county governor, which were not in the original bill of quantities, necessitating urgent requests for additional budget post-implementation. 2, deficiencies in project implementation and quality control. We have subsection A, poor pre-implementation planning. Projects often commenced without vital preparatory work, leading to obstacles. The upgrading of Mutulani dispensary stalled due to lack of land acquisition for construction. The Ngumo Poultry Aggregation Center commenced without a feasibility study, failing to account for actual demand and sustainability factors. B, omissions in bills of quantities, that is the BQs. Crucial infrastructure necessary for project functionality was sometimes omitted from the BQs. The Kakusui CTT High dormitories lacked provisions for sanitation, that is the sock pit, septic tank, and rainwater harvesting goods, delaying their use despite being structurally completed. Similarly, The Mavindini Health Center laboratory block was completed but lacked a septic tank. C. Substandard workmanship and materials. Reports indicated poor quality of executed work, such as poor workmanship observed on the floor of the Mudede ECD, leaking roofs in the Kitise Poultry Slaughterhouse, and 40 poles for the Kitandini CTT hide fencing project. D. Contractor non-performance. Several projects stalled because contractors abandoned the site, e.g., cannot cold storage, or failed to meet stipulated work schedules. The Mboni Mother and Child Hospitals Phase 1 stalled due to disagreements with the contractor. Roman 3, issues with project operationalization and accountability. Failure to operationalize completed projects. Numerous facilities, despite being completed to scope, remain dormant and non-operational, resulting in no realized value for the substantial investment. Examples include the Kwa Udidu milling plant, which was fully constructed but lay dormant awaiting the installation and budgeting for machinery, and the Changondu stockyard, which was completed but is non-operational due to lack of administrative and logistical follow-up. B. Land and security issues. Projects such as the Kwa Matinga borehole were built on donated land but lacked secured titling and fencing, leaving water sources vulnerable. For the Kalawani cold storage, security personnel were needed after the contractor left the site. C. Project Management Committee, that is challenges, the PMC. While PMCs were widely involved, their effectiveness was sometimes hindered by a lack of technical expertise or the abrupt ending of their mandate and payment when contractors vacated the site, leaving the project unsecured. PMCs were also sometimes not paid for their dues. We have the committee recommendations. Honorable Speaker, the committee recommends that 1, enhancing financial planning and project prioritization, that is, prioritize funding for completion. The executive, through the relevant departments, must immediately prioritize allocating sufficient funds to ensure the completion of all stalled and phased projects identified in the oversight reports, specifically before financial year 2027-2028. This includes securing the required supplemental budget for projects where scope changes, like unbudgeted works, as directed. B. Rigorous project appraisal. The Department of Planning and Finance must mandate technical departments to conduct comprehensive project assessments and accurately quantify required budgets before initial allocation, thereby avoiding the initiation of grossly underfunded projects. C. Fast-track operationalization. Dedicated budgets must be allocated promptly to equip staff and formally operationalize completed but dormant facilities such as the Kwaudidu milling plant and Changondu stockyard to ensure immediate realization of value for money already invested. D. Consolidate fragmented phases. Future project planning should aim to consolidate heavily fragmented phases into fewer, comprehensive, and adequately managed contracts to maximize implementation efficiency. Roman 2, strengthening implementation and quality control. Mandatory technical oversight and quality assurance. Technical oversight and quality assurance must be rigorously integrated into every project phase. Contractors must be held accountable for substandard work, e.g. Mudede CD floor, Kitandini CTTI fencing, and compelled to carry out remedial works as per the BQ. B. Rectify omissions in BQs. The executive must review the planning process to ensure all essential infrastructure such as sanitation provisions, that is, septic tanks and soak pits, and basic utilities like water harvesting systems are included in the initial bills of quantities. C. Improve contractor vetting and accountability. Implement rigorous contractor vetting processes to prevent the award of tenders to non-performing firms and ensure timely recontracting for projects abandoned by defaulting contractors, e.g. the Kanoto Cold Storage. D. Resolve land and site security issues. The Department of Lands must fast-track the surveying and titling of land donated for vital public assets, like Kwamatinga Borehole, to ensure long-term security and tenure. And then additionally, adequate security personnel must be budgeted for completed high-value projects like cold storage facilities. Roman 3, enhancing PMC effectiveness and engagement. 1. Standardized PMC engagement and compensation. Clear guidelines must be developed for project management committees, that is the PMCs, serving phased projects to ensure their mandate and allowance payment continue during non-construction periods, improving site monitoring and coordination. 2. Capacity building for PMCs. Efforts should be made to ensure PMCs possess adequate technical knowledge of the project specifications to effectively monitor adherence to quality standards and BQs. Honorable Speaker, sir, on behalf of the committee, I wish to thank the Office of the Speaker, the Clerk of the County Assembly for the logistical support accorded to the committee during the exercise. I take this opportunity also to thank the group leaders of all the 15 subcommittees and members of the County Assembly for their commitment, participation, and input during the entire exercise. Mr. Speaker, sir, on behalf of the committee, it's my pleasant duty to present to this Honorable House the committee's report oversight exercise on stalled, incomplete, and phased projects across the county for the financial year 2023-2024 and that of 2024-2025, conducted on 30th and 31st October 2025 for consideration and adoption. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I therefore call the leader of majority to support this motion. To second.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I stand to second this motion. Honorable Speaker, I want to, as I second the motion, I want to thank the Assembly and all the members who participated in this exercise because I think, in my opinion, it's a first one. In its entirety, it's the first one which is outlining all the problems which we are facing in the wards as we try to see if Mwenende or Mwananchi in quotes is getting value for their money. Honorable Speaker, this report has outlined every other ward and the challenges with the projects which have been done over the years, especially those 2 financial years. Honorable Speaker, it's unfortunate that we are now presenting this report after we have already gone past the budget for the financial year 2026-2027. But Honorable Speaker, time is not lost. We can still have all these projects, if picked very well by the executive, we can have all these projects scoped and probably inserted in the next budget. Because, Honorable Speaker, it's a shame when we talk of projects which have stalled for years and which are not in use for years. And the committee did the committee and the secretariat did a very good, commendable job, because if you look at the findings and the recommendations, they are actually outlining what should have been done or what should be done. Honorable Speaker, just to point out as a single project like the Kwadidu milling plant in Kaskeo, Honorable Speaker, it's a shame that we have a very big house there which cannot be used and which has never been used for years. So, Honorable Speaker, the executive should have thought of how to operationalize that particular place, and I know the members from that area will agree with me that that is wasted money which is just lying there. Honorable Speaker, if you look at some of the dispensaries and probably health centers, it's also a shame that you can have a ward. If you look at my ward, you can have a maternity unit which was constructed using government money and which has never been equipped, Honorable Speaker. So what was the need for constructing that maternity wing? Because it's not in use, the building is just there and closed. So I would have expected the ECM Finance to have come with proposals of probably reducing the number of projects not in use in the county. So, Honorable Speaker, I wish you could give directions to the effect that we plug out the particular projects which were identified by this assembly so that we can get a very clear communication to the Waziri on what are they planning to do with those projects which are not in use and they cut across all the wards in the county. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I second.
Honorable members, I propose the question that this assembly adopt the report of the Budget Appropriation Committee on the oversight on stalled, incomplete, and phased projects across the county for the financial year 2023-2024 and 2024-2025, conducted on 30th and 1st of October 2025. The report was laid on the table of assembly on the 16th of February 2026. The floor is open. We agreed. Move out the motion. We agreed to. I am very obedient.
Mr. Speaker, I've read this report and I would wish to support this motion, but bring out two things. Mr. Speaker, when you look at the recommendations of this report, we are talking about stalled projects, but most of the recommendations have no timelines. So which means it gives another leeway for more stalling of the projects. How I expected the committee at least to be able to give some timelines so that becomes a guiding factor so that we see work.
I will give directions on that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing out an issue that was not captured instead of narrating what has been read. Honorable Mutwa? Honorable Tiu?
No, Honorable Speaker, I was just being careful, like
okay.
When you said we are rushing to where, because I wanted to discuss something during statements, and it has been overtaken by events.
What is it?
It was a statement that I requested on roads, and you just rushed. We are in another financial year. Work has not been done, and you are just telling us we...
What did we decide on that statement?
It was given, I think, 7 days. I can't recall. And the other one on gratuity. Yes, pensions.
The chairperson requested for more time. Correct, Chair?
But, Honorable Speaker, we wanted to challenge the chair on that time because the request was on November last year.
Listen, even if we talk until 6 p.m., the 7 days will not reduce. The 7 days we have directed, Chair, there is no excuse.
But Honorable Speaker, these are politicians. Next time, if they know they will come here just to pass motions, we will not come. We come here to debate, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable members, in that particular case, the guideline and timeline that was given will not be extended. So, Member from Bitini, be sure on Tuesday next week, you will get that response. I can guarantee you. Member from Lale Mali.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I support the report. I have one concern because the matter on the Mali Rehabilitation Center has not been captured by the committee. Remember, Honorable Speaker, there is a project that has spent more than 47 million Kenya shillings and it is stalled. The rehabilitation center in Mwanyani.
Noted.
Honorable Speaker, I would wish because, yeah, it is noted, but an action plan.
Motion mover.
Because they value for money, Honorable Speaker, honestly.
Motion mover, you have to respond on that.
Yes, a matter of a Mali Rehabilitation Center which has not been captured and where value for money is not considered.
I have noted, I will give directions. Thank you. I will cover you. Move of the motion.
Thank you, Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I urge members to support this motion.
I now put the question that this assembly adopt the report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on the oversight on the stalled, incomplete, and phased projects across the county for the financial years 2023-2024 and 2024-2025, corrected on 30th and 31st of October 2025. It was laid on the table of the Assembly on 16th of February 2026. Will as many as of the opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I have the following directions to make. On a matter raised by member for Ilima on the timelines, aware that we are considering a supplementary budget within the next 30 days, not more than that, that the findings and the recommendations of this report, Chairperson Budget and Appropriation Committee, must be responded together with the supplementary budget, and where we have faced projects should be addressed. As the leader of the majority, you have noted, is either the projects are restructured again, or they are dropped, or they are financed. And therefore, as you file the report on the supplementary budget, it should come along with this. So this is going to be part of the report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on how these projects will be addressed in this supplementary budget. 2, the matter raised by member for Mulala Emali, I direct that Chairperson, you capture that report as part of a stalled projects in the county, because we are all aware of that particular project. Okay? Very well. Member from Mulala Emali, I told you I have taken note. I would have asked you to raise a statement, but I have accommodated it. Did you listen? I directed the committee, unless you are not listening, to incorporate the stalled project that you have indicated to be part of this report and be responded together. So when I told you I've noted, I was noting for action. Otherwise, I would have advised you to request for a statement. So I'm lenient to direct committee on a matter that is not in to be part of it. And you know, the projects that were oversight was conducted were identified by members. So you did not put it in the oversight, and I have allowed it to be incorporated. I'm that considerate. Yes. How did we miss it? Because you did not identify it to be oversighted. Next order. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Next order.
Order number 9, motion. The report of the Budget and Appropriations Committee on the report of the Office of the Controller of Budget on the field monitoring of budget implementation by the County Government of Makueni for the financial year 24-25.
Chairperson, Budget and Appropriations Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move the following motion that this Assembly adopts the report of the Budget and Appropriations Committee on the report of the Office of the Controller of Budget on the field monitoring of budget implementation by the County Government of Makueni for the financial year 2024-2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on the 9th March 2026. Honorable Speaker, the Controller of Budget is an independent office established under Article 228 of the Constitution to oversee the implementation of the budget in the national and county governments. In the exercise of our mandate, as indicated in the Constitution and read together with Section 5B of the COB Act 2016, the Controller of Budget is required to ensure the prudent and efficient use of public funds by, among other functions, monitoring, evaluating, reporting, and making recommendations to the national and county governments on measures to improve budget implementation. To fulfill the above mandate, an COB team visited the county government of Makueni from October 14 to 18, 2024, to monitor and evaluate the budget implementation progress. Honorable Speaker, if you allow me, I'll go to the committee findings. A, county executive has strategies and an action plan approved to reduce wage bill to 35% ceiling, provided in Regulations 25 of the Public Finance Management of the County Government, Regulations 2015. However, the Cabinet has not approved the action plan. B, the action plan established to achieve a 35% wage bill to revenue ratio by 30th June 2028 has not been reviewed, subject to the prevailing economic condition and any from SRC and RAC in CBS. That the Managing Director, Sand Conservation and Utilization Authority has not onboarded its manual payroll into IPPD to fully automate the payroll. However, substantial progress has already been achieved towards full automation of the payroll. D, that the clerk of the county assembly has 65 ward staff under manual payroll. E, that the county has not settled pending bills amounting to 71 million Kenya shillings. That the pending bills verification committee was not gazetted and appointments done yearly. G, the county has compiled with the agreement signed with LAFANT and the pending bill, which is 39.4 million Kenya shillings. The pending bills report didn't fully comply with the format prescribed by the OCB. That the county executive did not follow first in, first out FIFO principle during settlement of pending bills. And J, the county assembly settled the pending salaries and the pending bills amounting to 92.7 million Kenya shillings. Okay, the county treasury has strengthened the examination unit by employing accountants and implement the county integrated finance and management information systems. That delays in disbursement to county assembly caused delay in settlement of claims. The Makueni County valuation roll has not been reviewed since its approval to conform with the current value of the land, and the county doesn't have an approved county valuation and rating bill. The Department of Finance, Planning, Budget and Revenue doesn't report to the County Assembly on the implementation of recommendations contained in the TADAT assessment and its utilization. P, that the Department of Health Services should integrate all the software currently under use and upgrade Zizi to improve on revenue reporting. That the Department of Finance, Planning, Budget and Revenue conducted several public tax sensitization exercises that included road shows and market outreach activities. R, that the Department of Health Service has plans to realize all sub-county hospitals to reduce electricity bills and reduce operational inefficiencies emanating from power disruptions. That the Department of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries and Corporate Development monthly reporting of backhaul activities doesn't include information on social and economic benefits to residents. That the Department ICT and Education and internship allocated 1.5 million Kenya shillings in financial 2024-2025 to equip Kiangin ICT Center, and that the redesign of the water project was done and electricity restored. The target citizens are now receiving water supply from Boho. That the Department of Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services has not operationalized the Makueni County Child Protection and Development Center. That through county has integrated human resource planning with budgeting in the Unified Human Resource System under the Kenya Devolution Support Program, KNDSP2, reforms financing. Makueni County Social Protection Act 2025 regulations and guidelines have not been submitted to the County Assembly for approval to fully operationalize the Act. Committee recommendations. Mr. Speaker, the committee recommended that 1, the County Secretary should ensure that action plan is approved by the Cabinet and submitted to the County Assembly within 21 days upon approval of this report. 2, the County Secretary come up with modalities of reviewing the action plan established to achieve 35% wage bill to revenue ratio by 30th June 2028. The modalities of review should be contained in the action plan approved by the Cabinet and submitted to the County Assembly within 21 days upon approval of this project. 3, that the Managing Director's and Conservation and Utilization Authority should ensure all staff under manual payroll are onboarded into IPPD by 31st March 2026. That the County Assembly Accounting Officer should fast-track the process of fully automating payroll by ensuring all 65 ward staff are onboarded to the IPPD by 30th April 2026. 5, the CCM Finance Planning Budget and Revenue should implement the pending bills payment plan and ensure that the balance of 71 million is paid by the end of the third quarter of financial year 2025-2026. That is by the 31st March of 2026. 6, the committee should be standing committee with an appointment period of 3 years, and CCM Finance Planning, Budget and Revenue should gazette it within 21 days upon approval of this report. That the LAF fund pending bill of 39.4 million should be first charged during formulation and approval of financial year 2026-2027 budget estimates. The county's treasury should ensure that the pending bill status report adheres to the prescribed format of OCOB. That the county executive should settle pending bills guided by the FIFO principle. That is the first in, first out principle. The County Assembly should adhere to the budget for ceilings and its approved procurement plans to avoid accumulation of pending bills. That the County Treasury should continue strengthening the examination unit and fully implemented the County Integrated Finance and Management Information System to ensure thorough documentation and verification of all documents for payment. The County Treasury should adhere to the cash disbursement schedule to ensure release of funds to the County Assembly to settle supplier claims. The Department of Lands to provide activities and timelines to review the county valuation roll within 14 days upon approval of this report by the House. The Department of Finance, Planning, Budget and Revenue, in consultation with the Department Lands, Urban Planning and Development, Environment and Climate Change, shall develop and submit a county valuation and rating bill within 60 days upon adoption of this report by the Assembly. That the Department of Finance, Planning, Budget and Revenue should provide a report on a quarterly basis to the County Assembly on the implementation of recommendations contained in the chartered assessment and its utilization in the quarterly budget implementation reports. That the Department of Health Services should fast-track integration of the two systems and upgrading of ZIZI to improve on revenue reporting within 60 days and provide a status report upon approval of this report by the Assembly. That the Department of Finance, Planning, Budget and Revenue should continue conducting public tax sensitization exercises, including social media and frequent broadcasting media. That the Department of Health Services should prioritize phased sterilization of sub-county hospitals in upcoming and subsequent budgets to improve service delivery and reduce operations costs. That the Department of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries and Cooperative Development monthly reporting should include information on the backhaul activities, social and economic benefits to residents. The area member should be copied to the report. That the Department of ICT, Education and Internship should provide a report on the sustainability of Kiangini ICT Center 30 days upon approval of this report by the County Assembly. That the Department of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation should implement, improve on water projects, supply, designing, and serialize water projects to avoid such cases in other projects. That the Department of Gender, Children, Youth, Sports, and Social should submit an operationalization plan of the Makueni County Child Protection and Development Center to the County Assembly within 14 days upon approval of this report by the County Assembly. That all the departments should continuously update human resource data planning and budgeting in the UHRS to effectively monitor and manage the wage bill with a view of reducing it to the ceiling of 35% of the total budget pursuant to Regulations 25(1)B of the Public Finance Management Regulations of the County Governments Act 2015. That the Department of Gender, Children, Youth, Sports, and Social Services should implement fully the Makueni County Social Protection Act 2025. Regulations and guidelines should be submitted to the Assembly for approval within 30 days upon approval of this report by the House. Honorable Speaker, I take this opportunity to thank all members of the Budget and Appropriations Committee for their input and invaluable contributions during the consideration and investigation into the matter regarding the report of the Office of the Controller of Budget on the field monitoring of budget implementation by the County Government of Makueni. The committee also takes this opportunity to thank the officers of the Speaker, the Clerk of the County Assembly for the support accorded to it during the exercise. Mr. Speaker, sir, it's my pleasant duty on behalf of the Budget and Appropriations Committee to present to this Assembly the committee's report on the report of the Office of the Controller of Budget on the field monitoring of budget implementation by the County Government of Makueni, financial year 2024-2025 for adoption. I therefore call on the leader of the majority party to second this motion.
Honorable members, I now propose that this Assembly adopt the report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on the report of Office of the Controller of Budget on the field monitoring of budget implementation by the County Government of Makueni for the year 2024-2025 laid on the table of the Assembly on 9th March 2024. The floor is open for debate. Mover.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I urge members to support this motion.
Honorable members, I now put the question that this Assembly adopt the report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on the report of Office of the Controller of Budget on the field monitoring of the budget implementation by the County Government of Makueni for the financial year 2024-2025 laid on the table of the Assembly on 9th March 2026. As men of that opinion say aye. As men of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. This report should be communicated to the Governor and the ECM Finance. Next order.
Order number 10, motion. The half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Finance and Social Economic Planning for the period January to June 2025.
Chairperson. Vice Chair. Members of that committee.
It's unfortunate, Honorable Speaker, we have no instructions from the chair. So we can't respond. Thank you.
Honorable member, these are motion before the House, so you should proceed to the table office and get a copy and move the motion.
Honorable
Is it
Speaker,
Honorable Cosmas?
I think, Honorable Speaker, because there are procedures, and there's a committee, you are guided by the chair or the vice chair. We did deliberate about who will take up the matter. We are here today. We would wish to have that respect for the chair, because you know, the majority party now can decide on the chair. Who doesn't come? Thank you.
What is it, Honorable Bishop?
Mr. Speaker, sir, it is not fair for a member to be economical with the truth. When you are appointed to be a member of a committee, you take full mandate when the chair is not there. Because there's no way in which you are going to say, unless you are instructed by the chair, the people of Makueni are watching. And the members of that particular committee, they are expected to actually rise to the fact that they can do any business, they can transact any business, whether the chair is there or not. Given the fact that the chair falls sick, do we terminate the committee? No. There is collective responsibility, which are vested on them by the standing orders. Let them take the course and the full course.
I think, Chairperson, you are guided. When the report was processed and tabled, it's a business of the House, and you are a member of that committee. Proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move the following motion that the Assembly adopt the report, progress report of the Committee on Finance, Socio-Economic Planning for the period ending June 2025, laid on the table on Assembly on 18th November 2025. Honorable Speaker, allow me to be brief, and because members have the report, we've shared it in the group, and I just go straight to the summary, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the main committee activities during the first year of 2025 January are as follows. The committee meeting held on 26 sitting between January and June 2025, during which the deliberation of the number of issues which were concern of the committee and County Assembly. A majority of the meetings were held in the County Assembly, whereas the few were held outside the County Assembly wherever the need do so arose, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the committee considered the following 12 reports and tabled the report in the County Assembly. 1, the half-yearly progress report of the period ended July to December 2024. The report of the Makueni County Receiver of Revenue quarterly report of the financial statement for the period ended 31st December 2024. The financial year 2024-25 December emergency fund status report. The 2025 Makueni County Debt Management Strategy Paper, financial year 2025, 2027, 2028 medium-term expenditure framework. The Makueni County Assembly report on financial statement as the December 31st, 2024. The Makueni County Revenue Fund, CRF, financial statement, the period ended March 31st, 2025. The Makueni County Receiver of Revenue financial statement for the period ended 31st March 2025. The Makueni County Emergency Fund financial statement and report for the period ended 31st March 2025. The Makueni Youth, Men, Women, Persons with Disability and Tebubang Group Empowerment Fund report financial statement for the financial quarter ended 31st March 2025. The Makueni Climate Change Fund quarter report and the financial statement for the period ended 31st March 2025. The Makueni County Bursary Fund quarterly report and financial statement for the period ended March 31st, 2025. The Makueni County, that is executive status and public officer car loan and mortgage, mortgage financial statement for the period ended March 31st, 2025. Honorable Speaker, the report on the recommendation of the report on their status implementation is attached in Annex 1. I refer members to Annex 1 of the report. Additionally, the committee considered the following. The financial year 2024-25 Makueni County Government Supplementary Budget 2, the financial year 2025-26 budget estimate for the financial planning, budget revenue department. The committee reports on the consideration of the above reports were forwarded to the Budget and Appropriation Committee as required by the standing holders. In the consideration of the report, the committee continuously engaged the executive through correspondence and invites to its sittings to get clarification on contentious issues and draw currency before reporting to the Honorable House. Honorable Speaker, statement handled. The committee did not handle any statement during the period under review. Mr. Speaker, petitions handled. The committee did not handle any petition during the period under review. Mr. Speaker, On matters of bill, the committee did not handle any bill during the period under review. Training and thematic workshops and conferences held. The committee did not hold any training, workshop, or conference during the period and mentioned. Visits meant the committee did not make any visit during the period under review. Honorable Speaker, anticipated activities for the period of July to December 2025. The committee anticipates to, because it was anticipated to review various documents and present them to the County Assembly for approval. And this includes the Makueni Bill, Financial Bill, the Makueni County Finance Bill 2025, the quarterly financial statement and report of the various county government entities for the fourth quarter of the financial year 2024-25, as well as the annual report for the fiscal year, report of the expenditures of the emergency fund, consideration of financial year 2026-2027 Makueni County Annual Development Plan, any other document, legislation report of the statement which will be referred to the committee. Honorable Speaker, the committee had several challenges. One, in adequate facilitation to the committee. That's why we are reporting to have gone nowhere, whether for interrogation, fact-finding mission, and that challenge of facilitation seems to be cross-cutting to all committees. But it is serious on this committee, which has very many reports to table. Honorable Speaker, this is the recommendation from the committee after those activities. Occasional and adequate facilitation of the committee seats outside committee and the plenary schedule would be instrumental in clearing work backlog in the committee. A such retreat would accord to committee to ample time to consider large number of reports of the few days sittings. Mr. Speaker, you have just instructed the committee to deal with 31 reports over above the 45 other reports within 45 days. That is why we require some ample time, because the 2 sittings within a week, we cannot deal with all these reports. That's why we recommend that we require some extra sittings. Honorable Speaker, then allow me to acknowledge the members. I take this opportunity, Honorable Speaker, to thank all members of the committee for their valued contribution and input during the entire reporting period, which saw the committee achieve all the accomplishments reported herein. On behalf of the committee, I also wish to thank the Office of the Speaker and the Clerk of the County Assembly for the technical and the logistical support accorded to the committee during the reporting period of the year, which enabled the committee to achieve all these reports. Honorable Speaker, at that juncture, allow me to request Honorable Mercy Mutuku to second the motion.
Honorable members, I now propose that this assembly adopt the half-year progress report of the Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning for the period January to June 2025 laid on the table of the assembly on 18th November 2025. The floor is open for debate. Mover. Request so that I can proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I was thanking members for supporting the motion in silence, and I request for their support for its adoption.
Honorable members, I now put the question that this assembly adopt the half-year progress report of the Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning for the period January to June 2025 laid on the table of the assembly on 18 November 2025. As many of that opinion say aye, as many of contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. I now direct that this report be communicated to the Committee on Liaison for implementation purpose. Next one.
Order number 11, motion. The half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Health Services for the period January to June 2025.
Chairperson, Committee on Health. What is your point of order, Honorable Jonathan?
Quorum in this house. Before you go to another motion.
Clerk, confirm. Sergeant attempts to ring the quorum bell for 80 minutes. Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move the following motion, that this Assembly adopts the half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Health Services for the period January to June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 6th October 2025. Honorable Speaker, if you allow, I will read on the activities that the committee undertook and the challenges and the
Proceed.
and the recommendations. Honorable Speaker, during the period under review, the committee had 29 sittings to consider and adopt reports that included the half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Health Services for the period July to December 2024, the status of implementation of the County Assembly resolutions on the report of the Bunge Isolation Hospital, County Quarter 3 Budget Implementation Report for the Health Department, the statement regarding the delayed payment of hospital cash workers across the county, the financial year 24-25 Supplementary Budget 2, oversight on the health facilities, status of implementation on the construction of Bunge Isolation Hospital, status of the implementation of the county, the committee's report on a petition regarding disregard to court orders and prolonged strike by clinical officers, and the report on the 2025 Makueni County Fiscal Strategy paper. The committee further considered statements regarding the delayed payment of hospital cashiers across the county, the non-operationalization of Ndongoni inpatient block in Ivingoni Nzambani ward, the stalled works at Mboni Family Hospital, the Kambu Sub-County Hospital equipping, and the equipping of Muwan Dispensary. The committee also handled 2 petitions that included the actualization of availability, accessibility, acceptability, and quality framework in health services in Makueni County, and B, the deteriorating health care services in Mabindini ward. Honorable Speaker, the committee also handled 1 memoranda by youth for the sustainable development of Makueni chapter on the financial year 2025-2026 budget estimates under the Department of Health Services. During the review, these were the committee's achievements, consideration and adoption of 8 committee reports, out of which 5 were debated and approved by the County Assembly, while the other 3 were forwarded to the Budget and Appropriations Committee for further consideration. 2, scrutiny and dispensation of 5 statement requests, which were satisfactorily answered in the County Assembly. 3, comprehensively handled 1 public petition. 3, comprehensively handled 1 memoranda on budget making. And 4, scrutinized and adopted the annual departmental budget for the financial year 2025-26. And 5, scrutinized and adopted the report of the Makueni County Fiscal Strategy Paper 2025. A dissipated business included public petition on the deteriorating healthcare services in Mavindini, consideration and tabling of the report on oversight activity on Social Health Authority, consideration of the 2026 Annual Development Plan, consideration and adoption of the report on the Mutula Care Implementation Guidelines. Consideration of the Makueni County Finance Bill 2025 under Health Services. Consideration of the budget implementation reports under the health sector. Consideration of the statements before the committee. Any other business that may be committed to the committee during the period under review. Honorable Speaker, the observations and findings that the committee made the following observations. The committee has been committed to execution of its responsibilities as mandated by the Makueni County Assembly standing orders. 2, there has been a cordial working relationship between the committee and the Department of Health Services, hence timely and comprehensive reporting in the flow of the County Assembly. Recommendations. The committee therefore recommends the Department of Health Services should ensure reports on implementation status of the committee's recommendations are submitted within the timeline specified in Standing Order 204 of the Makueni County Assembly Standing Orders. And 2, that the County Department of Health Services maintains the spirit of acting on issues as they are requested and the cordial working relationship experienced during the period under review. Honorable Speaker, I wish to thank members of the Committee on Health Services for the dedication, commitment, and contribution that greatly aided in making this report. And I also wish to, on behalf of the committee, to thank the offices of the Speaker and that of the Clerk of the County Assembly for the support accorded. And Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the Committee on Health Services, I wish to report and present this report to the County Assembly for adoption. Allow me to call Honorable Jacqueline Kamula to second.
Honorable members, I now propose that this Assembly adopt the half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Health Services for the period January to June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 6th October 2025. The floor is open for debate. Mover of the motion.
Honorable Speaker, I ask members to pass this motion. Thank you.
Honorable members, I now put the question that this Assembly adopt the half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Health Services for the period January to June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 6th October 2025. As many of that opinion say aye. As many of the contrary opinions say nay. The ayes have it. This report should be communicated to the Committee on Liaison for implementation purpose. Next order.
Order number 12, motion, the half-yearly progress report of the Assembly Business Committee for the period January to June 2025.
Chairperson, Committee on Assembly Business Committee, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move the following motion that this Assembly adopts the half-yearly progress report of the Assembly Business Committee for the period January to June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 1st December 2025. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to the Makueni County Assembly Standing Order number 203, unless a more regular interval is prescribed under any written law or the standing orders, each select committee shall submit a yearly progress report of the County Assembly within 2 months after the end of the 6 months period. Therefore, this committee hereby does submit its progress report for the period February to June 2025. Mr. Speaker, for the period under review, various items were considered and slotted for transaction by the Assembly, including 1. Bills, 2. Motions, 3. Petitions, 4. Papers, 5. Statements, 6. Messages, and 7. Communication. The committee held a total of 15 sittings for the period between February to June 2025 to deliberate on the above matters. Findings and observations that there were functions under the oversight of the sectorial committees that lacked clear guide by legislation. 2, that no reports were presented by the sectorial committees analyzing the success of the department as compared to their objectives and allocated budget and recommending areas of action. 3, the recommendation of some of the committee's reports were not smart. As in specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. And 4, that committees lacked implementation matrices to guide on oversight of matters before them, as well as follow up on matters resolved by the County Assembly. Recommendation that the committee should comply, that the committees should comply to the provisions of Standing Order 190 of the County Assembly Standing Orders. That states, 1, if a member fails to attend 4 consecutive sittings of a committee without the written permission of the chairperson of the committee or the permission of the speaker, if the member is the chairperson or the speaker, as the case may be, shall notify the committee of the failure. 2, the committee, having noted the notifications under paragraph 1, may resolve that the member or the chairperson, as the case may be suspended from the membership of the committee and that the matter be reported to the committee on selection. And 3, upon receipt of a report under paragraph 2, the County Assembly Business Committee shall consider the matter and shall propose a replacement of the member for approval by the County Assembly. And 2, that the sectorial committees should look keenly into their mandates and their devolved functions that they oversight, identify any policy gaps and legal provisions in comparison with the national provisions, and pick up the issues by coming up with legislative proposals. 3, that the sectorial committees should ensure that clear legislations are developed to implement the various county government policies already in place. And 4, that the sectorial committees should endeavor to comply with the provisions of Standing Order 216(5)D that states that it is the mandate of the sectorial committees to study, assess, and analyze the relative success of the departments as measured by the results obtained as compared with their stated objectives, and give recommendations on areas of further action for approval by the House. And 5, that the County Assembly Committee should ensure that their recommendations are smart, as in specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound for the purposes of implementation, and as well as to act as guides to oversight by the committees and for effective follow-up on the same. And the last one, the last recommendation, that all committees should endeavor to continue using implementation matrices and its considerations captured under every sitting notice of agenda to facilitate follow-up of matters before them. Honorable Speaker, we acknowledge the leadership officers for the invaluable support received during the period under review. Honorable Speaker, I call upon Honorable Josephine Mwasa to second this motion. Thank you.
Honorable members, I now propose that this Assembly adopt the half-yearly progress report of the Assembly Business Committee for the period January to June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 1st December 2025. The floor is open for debate. Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I thank the members for supporting in silence. Thank you.
Honorable members, I now put the question that this Assembly adopt the half-yearly progress report of the Assembly Business Committee for the period January to June 2025 laid on the table of the Assembly on 1st December 2025. As many of that opinion say aye. As many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. This report should be communicated to the Committee on Liaison for implementation purposes. Next order.
Order number 13, motion, the half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Implementation for the period January to June 2025.
Mover. Chairperson, implementation. Vice Chair. Members, we have Honorable Sebastian, Honorable Justus, Honorable Kimongo, Honorable Mwaniki, Daniel Kivuva, Sarah Ndukumbilo, Harrison Mwanzia, Sharon Mweni, Albanos Galwambua. No member. That motion is deferred to tomorrow, to that. Next order.
Order number 14, motion, the half-yearly progress report of the County Public Accounts Committee for the period January to June 2025.
Chairperson.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move the following motion that the Assembly adopt the half-yearly progress report of the County Public Accounts Committee for the period of January to June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 13th October 2025. Honorable Speaker, I'm sure members are conversant with the members of the committee. Allow me to take members' right to the executive summary and considering the time and yes, the recommendation. So, Honorable Speaker, the introduction part of the report is that the preparation and progress of the report. Half-yearly progress report, Honorable Speaker, are prepared pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 203 of Makueni County Assembly Standing Orders, which states that unless on more regular internal or prescribed under handwritten law or standing order, each select committee shall submit half-yearly progress report of the account assembly within 2 months after head of the 6 months of period. Honorable Speaker, the committee, during the period of review, the committee held 60 sittings is from 13th January to 18th June 2025. The following businesses were conducted. Honorable Speaker, the committee had 66 audit reports, 1 half-year progress report for the period ended June 2025, and the whole status is highlighted as below. The committee reports the committee reports considered and tabled in the account assembly were: 1. The report of the Auditor General on the revenue statement, receipt of revenue, Makueni County government for the year ended 30th June 2023. 2. The report of the Auditor General on the revenue statement, the receiver of revenue, County government of Makueni for the year ended 30th June 2024. 3. The report of the Auditor General on the revenue fund, Makueni County government for the year ended 30th June 2023. The report of the Auditor General on the revenue fund, Makueni County government for the year ended 30th June 2024. Honorable Speaker, the 5th was the report of the Auditor General on the Makueni County Sand Conservation and Utilization Authority for the period ended 30th June 2022. The report of the Auditor General of the Makueni County Sand Conservation and Utilization Authority for the period ended 30th June 2023. The report of the Auditor General on the Makueni County Sand Conservation and Utilization Authority for the period ended 30th June 2024. The report of the Auditor General on the Makueni County Bursary Fund for the year ended 30th June 2022. The report of the Auditor General on the Makueni County Bursary Fund for the year ended 30th June 2023. The report of the Auditor General on the Makueni County Assembly for the year ended 30th June 2024. And the 11th is the yearly progress report for the period of ended June, from June to July to December 2024. The committee reports being finalized for tabling and interrogation of the accounting officer, Honorable Speaker, as follows. 1. The report of the Auditor General on the County Executive of Makueni for the year ended June 30th, 2024. The report of the Auditor General of the Water Municipality for the period ended 30th June 2024. The report of the Auditor General of the Makueni County Climate Change Fund for the year ended 30th June 2024. The report of the Auditor General of Makueni County Youth, Human Men, People Living with Disability and Table Banking Group Empowerment Fund for the year ended 30th June 2019. The report of the Auditor General of Makueni County Youth, Women, Men, People Living with Disability and Table Banking Groups, that is the Empowerment Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. The report of the Auditor General of Makueni County Youth, Women, Men, People Living with Disability and Table Banking Groups, that is Empowerment Fund for the year ended 30th June 2021. Such for the 30th 2022, the same for 2023. And the report of the Makueni County Empowerment Fund that ended June 2024. The report of the General of Makueni Emergency Fund that ended 30th June 2023. The report of the Makueni County Auditor General of the Emergency Fund for the year ended 30th June 2024. The report of the Auditor General of the Makueni County States and Public Officer Car Loan and Mortgage Fund for the year ended 30th June 2023. The report of the Auditor General of the Makueni County States and Public Officers Car Loan and Mortgage Fund for the year ended 30th June 2024. The report of the Auditor General of the Makueni County Assembly Car Loan and Mortgage Fund for the year ended 30th June 2023. The report of the Auditor General on the Makueni County Assembly Car Loan Mortgage Fund for the year ended 30th June 2024. And the special audit report for the Auditor General on the public participation on the Makueni budget making process for the financial year ended financial year 2021-2022. Honorable Speaker, reports whose management response had been sought and failed as at 30th June 2025 due to interrogation of the accounting officer are as follows. 1. The report of the Auditor General on the Makueni County Bursary Fund for the year ended 30th June 2024. The report of the Auditor General of Makueni County Referral Level 5 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2022. The report of the Auditor General of Makueni County Referral, that's Level 5 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2023. The same for 2024. And the report of the Auditor General of Makueni Sub-County Level 4 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2022. The report of the General Makueni Sub-County Level 4 Hospital for the year ended Mukuyuni, 30th June 2023. The report of the Auditor General Mukuyuni Sub-County that's Level 4 Hospital for 2024. The report of the Auditor General Kilungu Sub-County that ended 30th June 2022. Another one for Kilungu for 30th June 2023. Another one for Kilungu for 30th June 2024. The report of the Auditor General on Makindu Sub-County, that is Level 4 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2022. For the same facility ending 30th June 2023. For the same facility for that ends 30th June 2024. The Auditor General report on Kibwezi Sub-County Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2022. For the same that ended June 2023. For the same that ended 2024. The report of the Auditor General of Sultan Ahmud Sub-County Level Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2022. For Sultan Ahmud again for 30th June 2023. For Sultan Ahmud for 30th June 2024. The report of the Auditor General of Tawa Sub-County Level 4 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2022. And that of 2023 and 2024 for the same facility. The report of the Auditor General on Boni Sub-County Level 4 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2022. And for the same facility, that is Boni Sub-County for the year ended 30th June 2023 and 30th June 2024. The report of the Auditor General for Matiliku Sub-County Level 4 Hospital for year ended 30th June 2022. For the same, the facility for 30th June 2023, for the same for that ended 30th June 2024. The report of the Auditor General of Kisau Sub-County level for 4 hospital for the year ended 30th June 2022. For the same facility for June 2023 and June 2024. The report of the Auditor General of Kalawa Sub-County level 4 hospital facility for the year ended 30th June 2024. And for the same for that ended 30th June 2023 and 30th June 2024. The report of the Auditor General of Kampu Sub-County level 4 hospital for the year ended 30th June 2022. And for the same facility that ended 30th June 2023 and 2024 concurrently. Honorable Speaker, on matters of training, during the period under review, the committee did not have any training for members that based on the budget and the activities. It's unfortunate. Honorable Speaker, field visit and report writing. The committee was not facilitated for any field visit and report writing despite having several reports and its consideration. The report required some activities, but unfortunately, the Assembly was not able to facilitate committee for such activities. It was necessary. I hope that should be considered in future. Honorable Speaker, the achievements. The committee considered and tabled 10 reports of the Auditor General, 1 half-yearly progress report. It derogated 16 reports of the Auditor General, which were being finalized for tabling, and sought management responses for 37 audit reports, which had been received and prioritized for interrogation after the end of the report period and review. Honorable Speaker, they are enlisted, all of them. There are 11 reports, Honorable Speaker. I refer members to the document as shared. Honorable Speaker, the challenges. The committee faced the following challenges. Due to huge workload and limited time in the weekly committee schedule, the committee could not finalize on the report before it's within the timelines given. However, the committee held sittings outside the committee sitting schedule on Thursdays during the recess period. So the committee was forced to sit during recess to at least manage some of the reports. We have many reports. So time is a challenge, Honorable Speaker. The committee was allotted 1 million, which was inadequate for facilitating the committee on reports because it requires some investigation, fact-finding, and 1 million was very little. Actually, it requires only 3 reports out of the 66 reports. So that tells why we should budget enough resources for the committee. Honorable Speaker, this is the recommendation. The liaison committee should allocate the committee at least 2 continuous hours in weekly schedule to enable it to execute its mandates. So some extra time. Honorable Speaker, second recommendation, the committee should be allotted additional budgetary to enable its executing mandate effectively within the timelines provided, maybe 10 million. Honorable Speaker, those Honorable Speaker were the recommendations from the committee. And allow me to thank the honorable members for their participation. And I acknowledge the support from the Speaker and the Clerk during all that time. And I request Honorable Modike to second the motion. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, I now propose that this Assembly adopt the half-year progress report of the County Public Accounts Committee for the period January to June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 13th October 2025. The floor is open for debate. Honorable Kali.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first I want to acknowledge what the committee has done. It's a good job. But Mr. Speaker, this calls for serious commitment. Not only that particular committee alone, but also in the other committees, because as per the report, Mr. Speaker, from House Business Committee, there are committees that have a pending business. For example, the Committee of Finance, when I checked to the report, it has around 235 reports that the committee has not looked into, and that is being followed by committee on PAC with 72 reports that are not looked into. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, when these committees are given additional time to sit outside the normal schedules, then it calls for serious commitment for the committee to deliberate and also make adoption of those reports. When the committees are not able to sit at the time when they are allocated, then there is piling of those reports, which we need to be careful so that we can execute our reports timely and also give the right information to this House. So this does not call for additional resources. It calls for a particular committee commitment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mover.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to commend Honorable Kali for the observations that we require some extra time. Maybe we will work on the schedule of the assembly and the calendar to enable members have more sitting times. But also let me tell him that the Committee on PAC requires some resources to travel, because you realize some project which has to be visited by the committee to ensure that what has been provided for is true and that it is required. So the Committee on PAC are required both time and resources. I wish to thank the other members for their support, and I request them to support the adoption of this report. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, I now put the question that this Assembly adopt the half-year progress report of the County Public Accounts Committee for the period January to June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 30th October 2025. As many of that opinion say aye. As many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. This report should be communicated to the Committee on Liaison for implementation. Next one.
Order number 15, motion. The report of the Committee on Water, Irrigation and Sanitation on the benchmarking exercise on issues of rural water supply management in Nakuru County conducted on 3rd and 4th October 2024.
Chairperson, Committee on Water.
Mr. Speaker, sir, with your indulgence, you allow me to give just a purple background information of the report that on the said date, the Committee on Water went and visited Nakuru, and after visiting Nakuru...
Honorable Chair, can you move the motion as it is supposed to be moved?
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move the following motion that this House adopts the report of the Committee on Water, Irrigation and Sanitation on a benchmarking exercise with the Nakuru Rural Water and Sanitation Company Limited on 3rd and 4th October 2024 in Nakuru County, presented this House on 6th October 2025 at 2:30 p.m. The Speaker, with your indulgence, as I had said, I would wish to give just some background of information for this particular report so that we can go directly to the observations and findings and then the recommendations. That on the said date, the committee left this place, Makueni. We visited Nakuru, and we had the aim of meeting 3 companies, that is Nawasco, which is Nakuru Water and Sanitation Services Company, Naivasha Water and Sanitation Company, Naivawasco, and Nakuru Rural Water and Sanitation Company Limited, Narwasco. We were hosted by the board of directors of these particular companies, and one of the key things which we found was that these companies are anchored under the Act on Water, which are actually given by the report, especially the Water Act 2002, Water Act 2016, and other acts surrounding that particular discussion. Upon engagement, the committee found the following, Mr. Speaker, that Nakuru County has 11 electoral constituent units and 55 wards, out of which Nakuru Rural Water and Sanitation Company Limited, Narwasco serve, and that is 36 wards. The water company is governed by 7 board of directors with the representation of 2 members from the county government of Nakuru and also a county executive committee member of water and a county executive committee member of finance and the 5 members representing stakeholders, 1 from business and manufacturing sector, local professionals, education institutions, special interest groups, and resident organizations. The 5 members are recruited through a competitive process as guided by the WASREP. The third one is that for ease of operation across the large geographical areas, NARWASCO has divided their service area into 5 regions, and each is headed by a technical manager. The water company does not interact with the customers directly, but through the technical managers. Number 4 is that on automation, all the 5 regions have internet, and NARWASCO has adopted an advanced emergency response plan, which is the ERP system that incorporates the following modules: financial and customer relations, management, billing, and meter reading, human resource, procurement, store management, and technical staff self-service, which includes impressed leaves, pay slips, stores, and requisitions. Number 5 is that the water service provider also have a match app on Google Play Store and the customers WhatsApp group where customers direct and raise their issues on the online platform. Number 6 is that the water company work together with the county assembly by developing proposals, investment plans, which are taken to public participation during the budget making process. Once financial year budget estimates have been passed and the funds dispersed, the county government do implementation of projects together with the company. After implementation of the projects, the water company takes over all the rural water projects for management and sustainability as per their policy. They have no project management committees, that is PMCs, or sustainability committees managing water projects. Number 7 of observation is that the main source of water used by the water company is Nyandarua Dam in Nyandarua County, with their main treatment plant being Turasha Treatment Works, which is located in Langalanga area in Gilgil sub-county of Nakuru, having a capacity of 19,200 meter cubed per day. The water from the treatment works serve the rural areas and parts of Nakuru town. Number 8 observation that the water company sustains itself through their collected revenues and do contribute a certain percentage for implementation of the projects. E.g., every year the company do 50-kilometer pipeline extensions, do also continuous rehabilitation by changing meters and the pipes. The number 9 observation was that NARWASCO has partnered with several development partners in delivery for them of its mandate. The company develops proposals and submits to partners for funding. Some of the partners being the county government of Nakuru, national government agencies, that is Water Service Regulatory Board, WASREP, Earth Water Works and Development Agency, AWIDA, Central Rift Valley Water Works Development Agency, KRUFI, WIDA, Water Services Trust Fund, and international organizations such as World Bank and the FAI, that is Netherlands, USAID, as well as GHE. Some of the challenges the water services provider NARWASCO face are scarcity of water sources, since the main or source of water used by the company is Nyandarua Dam in Nyandarua County. Non-revenue water is usually lost or unrehabilitated infrastructures, and as well as financing for infrastructure development and the last mile connectivity. The company also faces challenges of vandalism of water infrastructure and managed by reporting to the police, as well as changing of the pipes to HDPE, which has a low market in that area, and also changing the metallic meters to plastic. On illegal connections, the company has an independent team who do inspection or investigations and have a circular issued to all the 5 regions. Have a reward system for staff who report in all the regions. Staff also are called for disciplinary action, and the capacity building on the same penalties are done on the victims when caught, and the meters readers are rotated in all the regions. As a committee, we also embarked on a discussion and looking at the findings and observations. We came up with the recommendations, which are as follows. The Department of Water Irrigation and Sanitation, in close collaboration with the Office of the County Attorney, should initiate and and complete the process of amending the Makueni County Water Act 2020 to ensure all full alignment with the provisions of the current National Water Act. This legal harmonization should be finalized before the close of 2025-2026 financial year to strengthen compliance and streamline service delivery. 2, the Department of Water, Irrigation and Sanitation should prioritize and expedite the transitioning of the Makueni Rural Water and Sanitation Board, that is MARWAB, into a full-fledged water service company, Makueni Sanitation Board, that is MARWAB, in Makueni Rural Water and Sanitation Company, MARWASCO, in strict conformity with the National Water Act and the regulatory framework issued by the Water Services Regulatory Board. This conversation should be completed by the end of 2025-2026 financial year. Number 3, recommendations that the county government, through the Department of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, should be completed by the end of the 25-26 financial year. That's the repetition. Number 3, the county government, through the Department of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, should facilitate the legal legislation of MARWASCO as a public liability company limited by guarantee, in line with the guidelines provided by the WASREP. The registration process should be completed by the end of the year 25-26 financial year to ensure operational legitimacy and regulatory compliance. The 4th recommendation is that all ward water officers currently engaged by the company, by the county government, being deployed to MARWASCO as field officers. This deployment should be completed by the end of the year 2026-2027 financial year to strengthen the company's operational capacity and improve service delivery at the grassroots level. Number 5 is that the county government, through the Department of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, should establish 6 regional water offices corresponding with the existing sub-counties. These offices should be adequately resourced with proper administrative structures to enhance localized management and coordination of water services. This should be achieved by the end of the year 2026-2027 financial year. Number 6, that the Department of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation should establish and reinforce directorates at the headquarters level, aligned with the proposed amendments to the Water Act. This restructuring should be finalized by the end of the year 2026-2027 financial year to provide strategic leadership and strengthen institutional capacity. Number 7, the existing service provision areas, or the SPS, managed by the WASCO, Kiboasco, and Bonwasco, should be comprehensively reviewed to reflect the current realities on the ground, rather than relying on earlier demarcations issued by WASREP. This review should be completed by the end of the year 2026-2027 financial year to enhance equitable service distribution and efficiency. Number 8, the Department of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation should ensure that all stalled water projects are revived, completed, and fully operationalized prior to being handed over to the respective water services providers, or WSPs. This should be achieved by the end of the year 2026-2027 financial year to maximize the resource utilization and community benefit. The last one is that the county assembly should provide the adequate and progressive budgetary allocation under the ward fund budgets to gradually revive and complete stalled water projects. This appropriation should begin in the year 2025-2026 Supplementary Budget 1 and continue in subsequent years to guarantee sustainable finance and improved water service delivery. Mr. Speaker, I hereby acknowledge, I wish to record my appreciation to the honorable members of the committee, officers of the Speaker, and the clerk of the County Assembly for facilitation provided that enable the committee to benchmark with the Nakuru Rural Water and Sanitation Company Limited. The commitment and devotion to the duty of all those involved in the exercise made the work of the committee and production of this report a success. I thank each one of them. That is said and done, Mr. Speaker. I would wish to call upon my colleague, that is none other than Honorable Joyce Mwende, to support this motion, or second this motion.
Honorable members, I now propose that this assembly adopt the report of the Committee on Water, Irrigation and Sanitation on the benchmarking exercise on issues of rural water supply management in Nakuru County, conducted on 3rd and 4th October 2024, laid on the table of the Assembly on 6th October 2025. The floor is open for debate. Mover.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would wish to thank the members for supporting the report in silence. That means they are in agreement with whatever deliberations has gone through. Thank you. I once again ask them to support the motion.
Honorable members, I now put the question that this assembly adopted the report of the Committee on Water, Irrigation and Sanitation, the benchmarking exercise on issues and of rural water supply management in Nakuru County conducted on that 4th October 2024 laid on the table of the Assembly on 6th October 2025. As many of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. This is a report to be communicated to the governor and the ECM water. Honorable members, the time now being 17 hours, this assembly stands adjourned until tomorrow, Wednesday, that is 5th of August 2026 at 2:30 p.m.